Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and in today's reading we're going to be looking at what is in store for love for the sign of Libra. Okay, so I've put out a spread and let's go straight to the bottom of the deck, and we have got, the Magician. So you're manifesting. To me it feels a little bit like you're trying to manifest, or maybe you've been trying or planning to manifest. Maybe you haven't seen any of that coming into fruition yet, but this is going to be probably the overall theme. It also feels a little bit like you're doing it secretly. Other people won't know that you're trying to manifest something, potentially. It's a lovely card to have. It's a very strong energy. It's a very confident energy. And if you have been lacking in confidence, I would suggest to you that, of course, we are coming up to your season, Libra, in maybe a week's time. So I would suggest to you that you've been trying to manifest and possibly not been terribly confident about it up until this point. And just as we're about to hit Libra season, I think your confidence is going to soar. And I think probably you'll start seeing some positive signs that your manifesting power is coming to the fore. That's what it feels like to me anyway. The centre of the reading, we've got a card of retreat. This is leaving something behind. I suppose it could be as dramatic as leaving a relationship behind. And this is a love reading. But it doesn't feel terribly dramatic to me. It feels like if you are leaving something behind, it feels a bit like something has run its course. And it could very well be a mutual decision to end a relationship, or even like something quite casual perhaps. Cups is love. 8 is sort of movement, really. It's either movement or lack of movement. 8 of Swords is stuck energy. 8 of Wands is communication, flowing. 8 of Pentacles is working on yourself. That's a stuck energy. 8 of Cups is sort of moving. So the 8s are movement or trying to move, I would say. And this to me feels like you're trying to move into a better phase. You might have had to leave something behind. I'm not entirely convinced it's a relationship. You might have had to change jobs. You might have moved countries. You might have moved house. It's more that sort of feeling that you've left something behind, something not insignificant behind, but it's not been with a huge amount of turmoil. This is not a broken-hearted feeling at all. You're just quietly moving on, is what it feels like. What is crossing that is the 2 of Pentacles. So if the situation is trying to quietly move on, you might have been trying to quietly move on for a couple of years, because the 2 of Pentacles is a 2-year card. So although the situation might not be dramatic, you might have been trying to do something for quite a while and not be managing it. This is also the card of infinity. So it could feel like you've been stuck in a loop of trying to make things a bit better for yourself, or trying to move yourself forward from something. Actually, I just had a feeling then, it could even be health. It could be that you're trying to move yourself into a better health phase. Perhaps you haven't been terribly well for a couple of years. You've been in some sort of 2-year cycle that you are trying to quietly leave behind. And I think up until this point, it's felt like you've not been achieving it. But don't forget, you've got the manifestation card here, and that will be moving on when we get to Libra season. So that's really close. I think we're like within the next week to 10 days or so, you're going to be feeling much more powerful. I want to say you're going to be in a better energy. Now, actually, if that has been to do with health, you might suddenly feel an energy surge, actually, that your energy suddenly starts to come back as we're hitting your birth month. Don't forget your own birth month, your own birthdays, your own new year. And so when you get to your actual birthday of whenever it is, Libra, happy birthday for whenever it is, you should feel a whole lot better. It's a little bit like the week between Christmas and New Year, where everything's a bit stagnant and you're still reveling in the Christmas energy, but you're all a bit jaded and tired and nobody's quite ready for the new year. That's the feeling I'm getting at the moment, but your new year is about to start. and it's going to be extremely positive. The only thing I want to add here as a slight note of caution is be careful what you're wishing for, because a lot of what you're wishing for you are going to achieve in the next year. Possibly not everything you want in the next year, but you will be laying the groundwork for a lot of things that you want to achieve in the future. So just be slightly cautious about what it is you actually want. Make sure you're wanting things for the right reason is something I want to say there. No idea why. I have a lot of Libras in my life and I love them all dearly. They're not terribly good at being proactive sometimes. I think if you find yourself in a sort of bulldozer energy, then that is you in a negative stance. If you find yourself procrastinating a lot, that would be more like you in your normal stance, I would say. So what you really want is to find the middle ground between being totally inactive and unable to make any forward motion and being like a bull in a china shop where you're just charging ahead regardless, because the charging ahead regardless is not going to be serving you at all well, particularly in the realms of manifesting. So if you're more in your natural energy, which is of thinking rather than doing, I would say that bodes a little bit better for making sure you're manifesting the right things. Right, on the face of it, you're fed up with the situation that you're in. You've come to the end of the road with something. And this ties in perfectly well with the central card. You've come to the end of the road with something and you're ready for a change. In fact, I would suggest to you, you're ready for a big change. Now, this is a Libra love reading. If you are not particularly interested in love, or you're happily married or settled with somebody already, but you're still watching this reading and you want to take a slightly different spin on it, whatever it is that you are fed up with is the way to view this. So if you're fed up with your job, if you're fed up with your life or where you live or your family or your health or whatever the other parts of your life that don't relate to love, that's also going to improve this month. Ooh, 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 ooh. Underneath, how exciting. Oh, I should just say as well, because this is the crowning energy, it's not just that you're fed up. Everybody can see you're fed up. You've been in some sort of almost, well, not hellish 2-year cycle, but a 2-year cycle that's held you back is what you've been in. And everybody can see that it's time for you to make a monumental change, or for a monumental change to take hold of your life. So that's what's obvious. What is not obvious, what is underpinning the situation, is a partnership. What's not obvious is possibly that you might be in love with somebody. You might want to be in love with somebody. You might have met somebody who you feel like you could have a really good partnership with, but for whatever reason that hasn't quite come about yet. And I like the way I put the word yet in there, because I'm feeling quite hopeful for you, because to help clarify this partnership card, we have the Sun, which is the best card in the deck. I mean, this is a really good outcome. If you are looking for love, this is a really good omen, if you like. And we have the Three of Wands. This is really broadening your horizons and extending your area of your field of vision, if you like. Your day-to-day life is going to be enhanced and enlarged in some way, probably down to some sort of partnership. I almost feel like that in order for you to be able to get yourself out of this 2-year sort of stuck energy that you've had enough of, in order to move forward from that, it almost feels like you need partnership in order to broaden your horizons. Or, to put it another way, if you met somebody and you really liked them and you started a relationship with them, the conversation between the two of you might suddenly broaden your horizons. It feels a little bit like you're finding things difficult to move forward on your own. And I can understand that. That is difficult. You know, you've got to be extraordinarily confident to just make a massive change on your own. And we aren't all extraordinarily confident all the time. And so if you know, there's a potential for a relationship that is going to broaden your horizons and bring you a great amount of joy and success. So that's very exciting. I mean, so far we've got no hint of who it might be. Hopefully, Yeah, and actually I just turned that card upside down. You're struggling to broaden your horizons. You're struggling to see the way out of the situation you're in. Now, I know it's going to change. Most definitely, because you're coming into your own power and your manifesting abilities are going to sharpen up hugely. We know that's going to change, but even knowing that it's going to change, it still feels quite difficult, I think, for you to be able to move yourself forward into a different realm and a different, I really want to say a different way of living, a different life, to move yourself forward into a different life. Feels quite difficult for you on your own. And so partnership really is key. And it's a great partnership too. Well, let's see if we can find out a little bit more about it. In the past position, we've got you, well, assessing your options, really. I wonder if in the past you've been a little bit braver and you've taken chances and you've gone to new places and you've tried different jobs and you've lived in different areas and all of that sort of thing. Whereas now that's feeling slightly more difficult. I think in the past you didn't struggle with that so much. Something has knocked your confidence a little bit, I feel. And it could just be that maybe, I feel like you're just not where you want to be in life. And that has knocked your confidence. And so in the past, when you were confident and you were making changes, you were going places and everything was fine. Currently, it's not quite that energy. In the future, we've got the Knight of Wands. Well, this is a card of action. So if you have been inactive, struggling to move a situation forward or change your life, that is ending. Well, we know that's ending anyway because we've got the manifestation card. But that is ending, and this is in the future position. And the Knight of Wands is an active doing energy, dynamic energy, getting things done and going places. So that's really good news. If you are a feminine energy and you're thinking about partnership, it could be a younger fire sign, actually. But to me, this feels more like your future energy is going to be more proactive and much more about moving things forward and getting things done. In your personal position, we have a very big cup of love. This has been divinely presented to you. So you are feeling the love. You are wanting the love. Where is the love? Just a song came to my head there. There's a partnership in the background that has got great potential to bring you a lot of love. And you know that. You're not currently in partnership with that person. Actually, I wanted to put that there. You want to be. You're not currently in it. But there is potential here. Let's take a clarifier. Why do we have the Ace of Cups in the personal position? Ooh, 2. Well, it could be that somebody has cut themselves off from you. That you thought, well, almost like... it almost feels a little bit like somebody offered you the love and then took it away again. It feels slightly murky in as much as I'm not clear on who that person is, whether it's this person. Also, I mean, this is an air sign energy, so maybe potentially you cut yourself off from a love situation. Sadly, that feels like it might be a thing. And I wonder if the reason is that it just wasn't working for you. And if that's the case, that's fine. It's fine to cut yourself off from a situation that wasn't working. So this does not really feel like this energy to me. These two are quite opposite energies. So in a personal way, you might be feeling like you have lost out on love, but I don't think it was a situation that was right for you, and so you had to cut out from it. So this love connection here is something separate, I would suggest to you, because this is all good here. It's simmering away underneath the surface. It doesn't feel to me like it's quite got going yet. In the home position, we've got another love card. We have another offer. So you've been offered a cup of love. You are contemplating partnership. And now you have a younger masculine, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, also offering you love in the home position. Well, I don't know why that would be. Why do we have the Knight of Cups in the home position? I like that we've got the Knight of Cups. It's just in the home position is a little bit strange. Ooh. Wow. Well, you want it. Wishes coming true at home. This is a wishes coming true card. This is a very fundamental, strong partnership. This is with an older woman, younger man. That's that type of feeling. Or a slightly more powerful feminine energy. Less confident maybe, unsure, slightly unsure masculine energy versus a very confident feminine energy. I have to say, I mean, that's a lovely partnership, really. I would say that's a good partnership. And it's what you want. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not clear as to whether this reading is for a masculine or a feminine. So if you're a masculine watching this reading, you want to offer your cup of love to a more confident woman. If you are a feminine watching this reading, you are feeling confident and there is a masculine who is going to approach you. It's one or the other. Either way, it's a wish coming true. So at least one of you has wished for this situation. Can you believe it? We have another cup card. Hopes and fears. You're hoping for a happy ever after. And joy and happiness. And this card always makes me think of October because there's a pumpkin in it. And October is predominantly your month. If you look at the Five of Cups here, which was in your personal position, you can see that the 3 cups have been kicked over. It's like you currently don't have any joy, or personally speaking, you don't feel like you've got a lot of joy in your life. But you're hoping for a lot of joy to come in, and it is coming in. There's no fear attached to this. You're going to be manifesting a lot of joy in your birth month. So, well, I should have said this reading is for 4 to 6 weeks. That would take us to the end of October. So absolutely perfect for your own month, Libra. And the outcome card, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And with it, we have the Hermit. Knight of Pentacles is a slow, steady energy. Now, you know, we know that you're coming to the end of what's felt like a fairly difficult 2-year phase that you're ready to come out of. We know that. We also know that you're not quite in your right energy yet. You nearly are. You're almost there. You're waiting for your power to return and it's coming soon. So meanwhile, you're being careful about you're strategizing and planning and moving carefully. We already know that you're going to be dynamic in the future. The Knight of Pentacles is a bit more careful than dynamic. He is moving, he is going forward, but he's not racing ahead. But that's fine because we already know that you are going to be racing ahead and dynamic in the future. You're just in the last sort of week to 10 days of this sort of lull, if you like, before you're really ready to get going. What's happening though, whilst you're in this period is that you're gaining wisdom. So even if you don't feel like you're achieving anything at all, you are working out what you want. And that is really, really important. I mean, if the only thing you manage to work out is what you want, then that is worth celebrating. I mean, woohoo! Because I think for a lot of you, that is a problem that you have been grappling with for a period of time. I would say at least 2 years of not knowing where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to live, who you want to be. I feel like that is something you are not clear on yet, but you are gaining clarity whilst you are not achieving a great deal. So that's good news. And I took 3 extra cards. And I think these are just going to help us to clarify the scene, if you like. We have the Ace of Swords, which is the card of truth and victory. We have the Five of Swords, which is a card of other people and problems, really, a battle. Could also be choice and heartbreak. That's two swords cards. And we have the Nine of Wands, which is the wounded warrior. Now, we've already got the Ten of Wands. So if you weren't clear that you were coming to an end, you definitely are. This is progression. The situation that you're leaving behind actually has, and I think I did mention before about illness, you may not have been very well. And actually, even if you have been in good health, you might have felt like this has really dragged you down, sapped your energy and laid you low. If I read those two together, it feels to me like this has been a really, really big struggle. And I think a bigger struggle than other people might realise. I think perhaps you've been, you know, plodding along, putting a brave face on it. But in actuality, I think you might have had almost come through some sort of crisis. I almost said a midlife crisis. Now, the other day, my son was telling me there's a quarter life crisis that people are having at 25. So it could even be that. You know, I think where these sort of midlife, quarter life crises come about is it's in feeling like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel like that sort of feeling might have left you feeling quite low in energy or low in mood, or both. But that's ending. And the great news about that is this is another divinely presented card. So it's our second ace. The aces are divinely presented because it's time. It's time you got some good news. It's time you were victorious. It's time you took charge, actually, of your own life and cut out the bits that don't work and bring in the stuff that you do want. And that's what these cards are talking about, I feel. I actually feel like you've been struggling for a little while, Libra, and, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, if that is the case. I think some of you have had some ill health to deal with. I think some of you have had low mood to deal with. I think all of you have been lacking in energy and inspiration and drive and desire. But that is changing. And as you get to your own birthday, you're going to suddenly find that all the things you wanted are going to start slotting into place without you having to do very much. Don't forget, before I said, if all you manage to achieve is working out what you want in life or where you want to be now, if that is the only thing you manage to work out, that is still a great success, because that is where the problem has been lying for a lot of you, trying to work out the fundamentals of actually, what do I want to do? Where do I want to live? So I honestly do believe that you are going to be victorious and you're going to be gaining a lot of clarity and wisdom. You're already gaining the wisdom, but you will be also gaining the clarity. Well, Libra, this has been a lovely reading, I think. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's very positive reading, I would say. This was for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is going to encompass your birthday. So I'm really pleased about this. I think you're going to feel a whole lot better as you get to your birthday. And happy birthday, Librans. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.